Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, I think one of the biggest things that we got to be aware of right now is that this year, the weather conditions, the global conditions, whatever you want to call it, is so different that I think it's going to affect every type of fishing, every type of outdoor activity, because unlike other winters, we've had basically open water. There hasn't been a lot of ice fishing. I think everything is going to come on early. I've already talked to people that tell me that even the steelhead that run in from Lake Ontario, they have come up earlier than normal to start spawning. So I think this is something that I don't have answers for. I don't know how everything is going to be affected, but I know it will. All the same things that we did in the past, this time of year or when season opens, might be a little bit different. Let's just think about the trout streams. And normally the ice is on these streams, the ice is on the ponds and the Adirondacks. And when season opens, you got a tremendous amount of high and cold and dirty water coming down. Well, there's been a period now of open water where conditions can sort of stabilize, I think, a bit. And maybe the water temperature will be a little bit warmer. So that kind of fishing will probably be different this spring than it has in the past. And that's only one thing to think about. You know, I believe right now that we can imagine or predict that the walleyes will be running up to spawn earlier. So these streams that we have, like the Grass River in Messina, like the Oswegatchie River in Ogdensburg, these waters are going to have fish in them earlier than they had before. The two streams that I talked about protect the walleye during their spawn. At least the law says that you can't be fishing in those streams for anything at this time of the year until later. However, we already know that we've learned that the smallmouth in the St. Lawrence River and Lake Ontario spawn much later on average than we had thought. We learned that by the opening of bass season, when bass season normally opens June 15th, only 8% of the bass have already spawned. Now, this year, I believe the bass are going to start spawning earlier because of the same conditions. I mean, everything reacts to change. They have to survive. And this is part of the whole survival technique. You know, it's interesting. My buddy Dave sent me 2 days ago a picture. And the caption on the picture is, "Spring is back," or "Spring is here." Why? Because the ospreys were already up in their nest near his home. This is the earliest that we've seen ospreys return to the north. And it symbolizes, I think, the change in conditions. And we have to be aware of this. Everything will never stay the same. It's always going to go under change. And this is one of the changes that we're seeing this year. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.